Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hey everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to episode 768 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Marathon, RIOT Blockchain, and HIVE have all published results for January 2022. Just before we get into the show, however, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And as always, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change Podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Right, so Marathon Digital Holdings, Inc., which trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol MARA, has published its unaudited Bitcoin production and miner installation updates for January 2022. Highlights include the production of 462.1 Bitcoins, an increase of the company's total Bitcoin holdings to approximately 8,595 Bitcoins, worth roughly $330.6 million, and the receipt of approximately 21,000 top-tier ASIC miners from Bitmain during the month. Marathon CEO Fred Thiel said, quote, "In January, we improved our Bitcoin production 816% year over year as we produced 462 Bitcoin during the month and increased our Bitcoin holdings to 8,595. As in prior months, our Bitcoin production was impacted by fluctuations at the power generating station in Hardin, Montana, as well as the total network's hash rate increasing by approximately 14% in January to over 190 exahash. While we continue to work with the power operators in Hardin to address these issues, we believe our operations will become more stable in the coming months as we begin to accelerate deployments with Compute North." End quote. RIOT Blockchain, Inc., which trades on the NasDaq as RIOT, has shared its production and operations update for January 2022. Some highlights include the production of 458 Bitcoins, the total holdings of about 5,347 Bitcoins, and a currently deployed fleet of around 32,552 miners with a hash rate capacity of 3.4 exahash per second. Jason Les, the CEO of RIOT Blockchain, said, quote, "RIOT is well positioned for continued growth and production in 2022. We are pleased to share that miner deployments in one of our immersion-cooled buildings are now fully underway. We have refined our process for driving immersion-based miner installations and are now initiating tests on productivity enhancements supported by this cooling technology. We expect to see increases in our hash rate capacity as we continue to execute on deployments in the newly completed Building F and the soon-to-be completed Building G." End quote. HIVE Blockchain Technologies Limited, which trades on the NasDaq as HIVE, has reported its production figures from Bitcoin and Ethereum mining operations for January 2022. During the month, the company produced 264 Bitcoin, 2,170 Ethereum equivalent, and achieved 1.87 exahash of Bitcoin mining capacity and 4.56 terahash of Ethereum mining capacity. HIVE's executive chairman, Frank Holmes, said, quote, "We are again pleased that HIVE carries on with its strong momentum in expanding Bitcoin hashing power, even as the network difficulty continues its upward movement. In January, we produced an average of 8.5 Bitcoins per day, and we are pleased to note that as of today, we are producing approximately 8.9 Bitcoins a day. Our Bitcoin hashing power increased in January, and at the calendar month end, our hash rate was 1.87 exahash, which translated into a 10% increase in Bitcoin mining hash rate on a month-over-month basis, while Bitcoin prices corrected." End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and most audio platforms available.